All right, all right, all right. We are here. We are live. We are ready. We are shopping for Rob's 1.8T Big Turbo. That's right, everyone. Enjoy this horrible man bun that I have, but I don't want my hair down. That's right. PincheAls doesn't want his hair down because it touches everything and it's annoying. And I got one less than a month to go, and it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. All right, my rant over. But let me take my mask off. I have my mask on because number one, it helps, guys. It really does help. I am 100, 400,000% of a believer. I just caught COVID and I'm on day 4 and I have been extremely miserable. I finally got over the really bad portion with the fevers, the chills, the restlessness. I mean, it's been sucky, dude. I I don't know how to explain it. What's going on, Rub? We're here for you, buddy. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. My entire family has COVID. My daughter just caught COVID. I think about a day, maybe. I said a day, day and a half. She's had really bad fevers for 2 days straight. We've been scared, man. Um, I know. It's just wanted. I want to just to say, tell people, wear a mask. It's We have them for a reason, you know. And I now respect it even more. I have more fear of COVID than I've ever had before. It sucks. Um, Everybody in my house has it. My biggest fear is my wife and my daughter because number one, my daughter is a baby, and my wife, she has really bad asthma. Um, she's not like the healthiest person in the world, as per se, because just because of her allergies and her asthma. It's scary. It's scary stuff. So I'm not here to preach to anybody and tell you guys, oh, you need to be vaccinated, anything like that. It does help. I could only imagine how much worse I would be if I wasn't vaccinated. Um, I can only say that I'm glad that I'm vaccinated and I'm glad that I'm getting over it. However, today I just lost my sense of taste and smell, so I can no longer smell anything. Yeah, man, be careful, dude. My daughter again had fevers for 2 days straight, 100 to almost 103 degrees. That's insane. That's scary. That's life threatening. You know, Ricky Boy Ramirez vaccines. Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in vaccines. I mean, my whole family's vaccinated, plus my, all the other vaccines that are available for us, are here for a reason. You know, so I can only imagine how much worse I would be if I didn't have a vaccine. Um, Again, they're not here to cure it; they're here to keep it under control. That's what vaccines are for. Um, so that being said, I'm over with that. Let's get to actually why we're here. We are here to shop for Rob. Um, Rob has been trying to. Uh, yeah, must be nice, Ricky boy. Must be nice because every single person in my house has it. Every single person. One person only had it, and it was my nephew, and we kind of kept him away from us when he got it, and then immediately my father-in-law got it, and we thought it was just a cold. Didn't think anything of it. Then he broke out in sweats, fevers, really bad, and my father-in-law is in his 70s, and that's scary because they can die from that kind of stuff. You know, I'm not here to preach on for anybody and tell you guys to do whatever you guys want to do. But vaccines exist for a reason, and I trust vaccines way more than anybody's opinion. And I trust doctors and science more than anybody's opinions because everybody's got opinions. They're just like buttholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink. So, um, that's just me. I live a life by science. I live a life by fact. So, if a book says so, and if it's proven and scientific, I'm gonna believe it, because that's why we go through science and research to make sure these things are fact, not just assumptions. You know, kind of like Fox News. They're all just assumptions. But we're going off topic here. So I'm here for Rob. Everybody's different, man. Nobody's perfect. That's the whole point. No one is exactly the same. That's what's awesome about the human race. Everybody is different. You know? No one's exactly the same. No one's a clone. Everybody is different. So, done with Ricky Boy's comments here. Now we're actually here for Rob, and that's the whole point. We're going to do some shopping. And as states for the title, shopping for Rob's 1.8T, Ricky Boy. Read the title, man. It says it right there, buddy. We're here to shop for his motor. He's here. He wants pretty much to build a big turbo 1.8T, and that's what we're going to do for him. So let's get ready and shop for some. Yeah, man, I agree. I definitely agree. I hope we all get well soon. I'm more worried about my daughter and my wife. My Carlene just got really lightheaded right now, so she's going to take a shower and probably take a break from reality right now and try to put the baby to bed early tonight. So we're here to buy stuff. So Rob, we're gonna shop in 2 places, maybe 3. We'll keep it kind of generalized. A lot of stuff could be, you can save a lot of money by seeing if we have, you better have your pen and paper and your whiteboard up, all right? Because I'm not gonna repeat this, because this is like the 3rd time I've done this live shopping. So I like doing it. It's a lot of fun because a lot of people have questions, and we get to answer a lot of stuff. So let's get the website up and going first, and then I'll give you guys kind of the general breakdown and idea of what we're going to be doing. Screen window capture. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to shrink me. Boop. Put myself over here in the bottom corner. We're going to shrink this page just a little bit. Just a tad. That way comments are seen. I might have to... Let's see if we can change the size of this window. That way it works for all of us. There we go. Ricky Boy, that's a really, really good question, because it all depends. Number one, is your high mileage motor built already, or is it just a stock high mileage motor? You gotta be a little bit more specific. That's correct, Rob. We're going to be doing a little bit of both. It's going to kind of be like a combo of shopping for you and other people. I know I recommended tall boy koozies with sub boxes. That's a good one. I don't know. Don't have any tall boy koozies, unfortunately. So Rob is actually picking up one of my fully built motors, just because he needs it more than I do. So Ricky Boy is asking if he should go big turbo on a stock motor. No. No, you have 200,000 miles of general wear and tear with a stage +1 tune. No, no, you should not go big turbo. You should build that thing. First, you should build it and then go big turbo. But build it to where you're looking to your horsepower goal and then work your way up to that. So, for Rob's engine that we've already built for him, because he's getting one of my motors, we're going to be doing a big turbo. It's already fully built, but we're going to go and shop for a turbo kit. So a turbo kit can comprise of two things. Okay, well, that's four, but two things. You can go two options. You can go turbo kit, or you can go made to order, your own kit. You can do your thing. You can do your stuff your way. In other words, put something together and make it work. That's the cool thing about going turbo, and that's the really cool thing about doing it your way when you go big turbo. Big turbos, having issues here streaming. Give me a second here. Getting some peak performance issues right now. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm getting very, very little data. So, this is going to be difficult, but we're going to do the best we can to stream this. So, here. I need my phone. I don't have my phone. Damn it. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta fix the performance on here. So, gotta get this streaming a lot faster. Let's see. Come on. I'm not getting really good data speeds here. Maybe this is it. Maybe this will do it. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so Rob already had. Let's assume we already built a big high performance block. Once we do that, we're gonna go and do a breakdown of a high performance block. What we're gonna do is shop. No, excuse me, for a turbo kit. Now, like I was saying before, there's two ways you can do it. You buy a turbo kit, or you can do a build to your own. Both options are very good. However, both options have pros and cons. Number one, if you buy a turbo kit, everything you have is in the box. Everything you need is in the box. It's literally a bolt-on to a point. Okay? What I mean by to a point, well, you get typically it's a turbo, an exhaust manifold, possibly an intake, maybe a downpipe, oil lines, feed and return, possibly coolant, depending on the turbo you get. You might be getting a coolant line, so return and feed lines. You might get banjo fittings. Kind of hard to tell. Again, this is kind of like a hodgepodge scenario. You might get injectors in a tune. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's honestly the gist of a turbo kit. Now, when you typically those kits, because they are put together for you, have about $500 to $1,000 more in price point. So keep in mind your budget for a turbo kit should just the turbo, not fueling. Understand that, guys. Fueling has nothing to do with this. This is just the turbo kit. You got to set a budget about $1,500 to $3,000 for that. That doesn't include the exhaust system. It doesn't include an intercooler and welding. It doesn't include any type of fabrication work. It doesn't include any of the fueling, injectors, tunes, fuel pump. If you need to change your intake manifold, doesn't include any of that. Doesn't include a throttle body change if you need it. Um, Sometimes you have to change all your boost piping or delete a lot of boost piping or reroute a lot of stuff. Doesn't include any of that. Now, once you do that, you got to factor in that you're going to have high horsepower. Now you got to add supporting mods for high horsepower. In other words, a clutch kit. Hey, Pasky, woo, what's up, girl? You got to include a clutch that'll support it, axles that'll support it, motor mounts, bushings, suspension that will support this type of horsepower. And then, if you're feeling lucky, stock brakes are stock brakes. Hopefully they'll stop. But if not, then you're going to have to do aftermarket brakes, at least slightly bigger front brakes, or like GLI brakes might be the cheap upgrade. It'll get you at least a little, about another 10, 15 more millimeters of like gripping power on the actual caliper and on surface area. So these are a lot of variables that go down the line when building a car or building a platform that makes twice, almost 3 times the amount of power from stock. Okay, so we're going to do a turbo kit, and we're going to do number one, we're going to do an actual kit, and then we're going to show you guys a kit, and then we're going to show you guys a built kit, like one that you make yourself. All right, so here we go. So first place I would go to is a Cts Turbo. If you guys have that down, write it down. They make some really, really cool turbo kits. I definitely recommend you going here. They make a lot of cool stuff. You can get their kits through Euro Tuning. You can get them through ECS Tuning. There's a lot of places you can go. Now, you do have to factor in your horsepower that you're thinking about building. Perfect, Rob. See, you already have your foot in the right direction. You know what I mean? So let's do induction. Let's see if they have anything for your car. They got a front mount intercooler that's $700. I don't recommend this intercooler. Even though it can go and hold, they state, it can hold a decent amount of horsepower. It's capable of supporting 450 to 750. I mean, with the larger core. This intercooler is an upgrade from the New Speed intercooler if you have one, or any of the eBay crap that you can buy online. It is one of the better looking kits as well. It has a better fitment. It has technically better flow, and doesn't affect a lot of stuff because I love the way it's routed. It's a very simple routing, but my pet peeve with this specific kit is the sheer amount of clamps that are part of this entire piping setup. It's just a ton. For $700, you get a lot of clamps and a lot of boost leaks. It's a really, really good kits, but I'm not a big fan of the setup. And yeah, you can go for another $90 or $85 for the high horsepower option. But they don't give you any description. They don't give you any if you see right here, like there's no pictures of the big turbo version of this, because this all changes here. This bolts on and is more in the way now. The piping should be all the same. The core should go up like another inch or two, maybe. I mean, it probably is a good deal, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at their kits. Now, this is a very good kit from Cts Turbo. This is probably one of my favorite big turbo kits from them. They've been in the game for a long time, and they make a kit that works very well, especially for a 1.8T. Now, this is the base platform kit. You'll see for almost $2,800, you get a turbo, a manifold, wastegate, you get a intake, you get pretty much everything you need to bolt on a turbo. Everything to bolt it on, besides the downpipe. Now, what's really nice, and I'll enlarge this here, you guys see here the downpipe and how this is built. This downpipe is built for a very specific reason this way. It's built this way because it's meant to bolt onto the factory exhaust system. That's what's dope about this. So, say if you do already have a bigger exhaust system, like say you have a 2.5 inch versus your stock 2.25, or you already went to a 3-inch full exhaust with a downpipe, this is ready to bolt onto that. Well, with the V-band, so you have to cut off and remodify it to make it work, but it's ready to bolt onto the factory location. Very, very cool kit for that reason. CTS makes very, very good manifolds. Now, the turbo that is included in this is a Garrett. It's a ball bear. It's a journal bearing turbo. So this is not like what we call a high-end turbo. It's a good turbo. And if you look here, pretty much at 22 psi, you're making about 344 horsepower. That's double. That's nearly double the output of a stock 1.8T. That's a ton of power for a little front-wheel drive car. A ton. You know? Now, if you want to go beefier and you want to make some good numbers and you want to go 400 plus club, you probably want to get into the right here GT30, GT35, 37, yeah, GT35 ball bearing. But now that your turbo kit turned into a $4,000 kit. And that's just swapping the turbo. Okay? I mean, you could just leave all the factory. Yeah, no front mount intercooler. So let's assume we're going to do his intercooler. Let's just assume we're going to do the 450 horsepower capable intercooler. And we're going to do the diverter valve just for shits and giggles, you know? And you know, Bob's there's Schromberger. I can't Bob. I'm just gonna call you Bob, all right? We'll do the GT30. Yeah, let's just do the GT30 because 71R. It's a phenomenal turbo. It's still almost $4,700. All right, that's $4,700, and that doesn't include your tune, which is gonna run you about $600 to $800. Doesn't include your injectors, which is another $250. Okay, so we're almost to $5,000. Well, that'll be like $5,000 after taxes. So almost $7,000, give or take. If you went the kit way, in other words, made for your car specifically. That is a lot of cheese, guys. I mean, that is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money. I don't even know where to start to say that other than that's a lot of money. Let me see here. Yeah. So, in a situation like this, you probably want to not do that. You probably want to make your own kit. That'll probably save a lot of money. Now, a turbo, you don't go cheap on. If you're going to go cheap on it, that means you're just going to not daily the car and probably just enjoy it from time to time. If that's the case, we can go a couple ways. Let's start with. Wait, we got one more turbo kit. I'm sorry. ATP Turbo is another company that makes a really good turbo kit. Forgot about these guys. vehicle specific. 1.8T. Go. Now, let's see if we can find it. Here we go. No. Oh man, they stopped making them. Well, that sucks. Well, ATP Turbo makes really good turbo kits for 1.8T. Not anymore, apparently. There's no ETA, but it cuts the cost down a little bit more to $2,400, and that only includes though a turbo, a downpipe, and I believe a manifold. Let me confirm that. Yeah, so it's got a manifold, turbo, downpipe. So it's pretty good. It's a nice kit. You still gotta buy everything else with it. Yeah, you're kind of like. It's got the it's got everything else like the feed lines. It's all there. So yeah, you're gonna need an intake for this turbo. You're gonna need tuning. You're gonna need the rest of the exhaust system. You're gonna need fueling, pump, and injectors, and that'll put you probably. I mean, it'll cut you about $1,000 to $2,000, honestly, if you went with this kit. So tuning and fuel injectors. Fuel injectors again are $200 to $300 for a whole set. Tuning $600 to $800 for a whole for a proper tune. So $1,000. So you're looking at $3,400. That's a better price. That's a more realistic turbo setup for someone. But you got to keep in mind, you still have to add an intake to this. You're gonna have to make something. I mean, you can build an intake for probably like $30-$50. It's like dirt cheap. You're still gonna need to do some extra upgrades along the way, but you're looking about $4,000 in total. That's not bad. That's a really, really good turbo kit to get into, dollar for dollar. However, again, it's still pretty pricey. So let's see if we can keep cutting the prices down. I mean, I think we can. Sorry for the low quality stream, but it's hit or miss. A bunch of people are streaming right now in the house, so usually around 9-10 o'clock is when the streaming stops inside the house. So I'm trying to do the best I can. That being said, now let's go to my alternative. I like this way. Hey, what's up, Shane? So the next option now is number 3. Build your own kit. Oh, and that didn't even factor in the intercooler. So, you're looking at about $4,600, $5,000. It's still cheaper. I mean, it's still cheaper than the previous kit that we looked at. So, I don't know. What do you think, Rob? We think we should save some more money? I think so. Okay, so next thing is we're going to look for a manifold. Okay, we want to start with one manifold, so we're going to work with SPA Turbo. So SPA Turbo USA is where you want to go to. You want to type in 1.8T and oh, I got to buy one of these manifolds too. I got to give them a review. I'm curious about these manifolds. Let's see. Hold on, Rob. We're working on that. That's what I'm working towards. Their website sucks, by the way. Like, 100% sucks. Like, I can never find... See, like, there's the exhaust manifold right there, but... Never heard of Ross, you know. That's a really good intake manifold, Rob. I'd recommend that if you're gonna get it. So I'm trying to find this exact manifold right here. Here, I think we can do it like this. Maybe it'll show up like, there we go. Let's see. T3. Looks like we're going to have to work with this guy right here for right now. It's sold out, but I don't think this one will fit anyways. Nope, Cupra. Okay, they don't have them anymore. So, what's going on, Ivan? That's a good deal. $550. It's about to say $50 less than what's out there. Let's see if I can find another manifold. Hold on here. Yes, I am. Ain't nothing to fuck with. Let's see here. 1.8 T. Exhaust manifold. We're gonna have to go cheap. We're gonna have to go Chinesium. Unfortunately, because they can't find them anymore on there. We might be able to get them on. Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. No. Nope, 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 nope. There you go. This bad boy right here. That's the manifold. So this is a T3 style manifold. This is actually the one I have in my car right now. Very, very good manifold. Looks pretty because it's top mounted, you know. Everybody loves the top mount turbo. $450. So that's our starting baseline. Next option is a Mamba Turbo. That's right, people. Mamba Tech ball bearing turbos. Woo-wee! Gotta love myself a Mamba Turbo. So you gotta look around. Depending on the type of power you're looking for, the power band. Gotta be careful with big turbos, because you can actually go too big, and it'll take a year and a half to spool. So, depending on the turbo we choose, we can get away with some stuff. Let's see here. This bad boy. It's a universal style turbos or Nissan turbo, but might have to find something smaller. That's too big. So this is about what we're looking at. So use one of them compound turbos. Now, Rob ain't made of money, buddy. Yeah, right? It will help it spool and make that spoolie boy go. But this is, again, we're going to have to call Mamba and probably have them suggest a turbo for this specific build. But we're going to just do kind of generic pricing. But this is probably about the size we're looking at. We're probably not going to do this exact size turbo, but this turb skis was probably what we're going to be looking at. It's a pretty big. I have like zero data. What's going on? This one, put this turbo on there. So this one would probably make like over 500 horses, but it'd probably take a year to make it. That's correct, Rob. He did run that, but I'm trying to find. I'm probably gonna contact Mamba when you're ready to order. We can contact them to see if we can get something designed maybe for a. It's me. My internet's like tanking today for some reason. But what I'm saying is that I'm gonna find a way to get Mamba to get us the right information that we will need to yeah, my internet's like everybody's watching something right now. Let me see if I can. No, it's just my internet right now. Everybody's streaming, so it's hard to do your own stream. Now, if I did a hotspot, I won't have enough bandwidth, not for uploading. And I live in the middle of nowhere in Escondido, so it's like really crappy data anyways. So we'll do the best we can. Hopefully it works while we're working. So this right here puts us at $1,000 plus the manifold. So you're welcome, Nick. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So if we're adding the turbo and the manifold, we're like 45, see, 450, let's just say 1,000, so $1,500. Let's assume we're at $1,500. So check, you know, let me keep myself up here now. So we're gonna put the first bullet point here. $1,000 for the turbo. 500. Remember, I always round up, so. And then a cheap intake, you make one yourself. You're looking about $50. Amazon, eBay, wherever you want to go. All right, so those three items are already on the list. So next, those come with all the lines and everything we need to bolt it on. That's just to bolt it on. So now we got to get a downpipe. A downpipe has to be custom made for these. You cannot, what's the word? You cannot buy a downpipe for these turbos. So a downpipe custom made, you're probably looking for at $600. So if anybody's on there right now, hey, if you guys are on there right now, please write these numbers down. Rob, you should be doing this. Put this down because this is how you're going to be pricing things together. And then at the end of the video, give me your total, okay? So now that we got a turbo, a manifold, a downpipe, your exhaust, if they can mate it to the factory exhaust, if they can't, you're probably going to be looking at another $800 to $1,200. Don't listen to Shane. Do not use a dry. Dryer vent hose. This guy. You know. So, if you're looking at this total, we're already more complete of a turbo kit than anything else for your price. So, your turbo, base turbo setup, your manifold. The cool thing about this turbo, it has a built-in internal wastegate, so you can factor a wastegate out of your total. So that saves you already another $200 to $400. Think about that. Woo, big brain stuff. So 1,000, 2,000, 2,500. I mean, you could. So now we need a front mount intercooler. Now, we can go a couple ways on the front mount intercooler. You can build your own. Let's see here. I'm going to go to eBay really quick. I know eBay is the worst place to ever say this, but you could do a nice, simple front mount intercooler. Look up intercooler core, something with a 2-inch, 3-inch, yeah. 2.5 inches is too much. I mean, is the limit where I put it. You know. Now, depending on how you set it up, now, just keep in mind, we're just giving you generic pricing and generic ideas here, okay? So we're not like, we're not like building an exact kit for you. We're just getting you guys ready for a kit. Now, this is a really good piping kit. However, do not use the couplers that come in the box. These couplers here are freaking full-on garbage. Okay? The piping, though, not bad. Just take it to an exhaust or a fabricator shop that can cut and weld aluminum and have them cut all the piping accordingly for you to mount your intercooler. So, you're looking at $200, $300, and probably $100, $200. So you're looking at $400 for a pretty decent big intercooler core and 2.5-inch piping for your entire intercooler setup. Now, if you go to an exhaust shop, one exhaust shop that I highly recommend that does all this work is RPM, Richards Performance Mufflers. They'll do all this work for you. They'll fabricate the intercooler, they'll fabricate your downpipe, and get all that done and give you one price. Legit shop. I did everything from them on my car, and I loved it. They did everything I ever wanted, and they did it all at once. I paid about $1,000, but by the time I was done, I had a full exhaust, a custom intercooler, and all the piping routed the way I wanted it. So it ends up being a much bigger benefit to everybody in this scenario. So let's assume intercooler is $400. And then I'd say $500 for fab work. Okay. Rob, what does that put you for a total? Since you're watching and you should be writing all this down, where's our total at right now? Midas. This guy. Now, I will not recommend injectors to anybody because we do not know what size injectors are needed for the turbo that we're buying. We're only going to put injectors in here because we're pricing it together, okay? So, typically a good set of injectors, oh man, those are 1,000 cc. You don't need that big of an injector, but okay, we're about $4,000, okay? And you can see, Rob, that tree fitty, yeah, nah, we're good. Let's see here. God, we don't need that much. Ay, ay, ay. Typically, it's like 800 cc. 600 to 800. Let's just put on a... Well, typically they're $250 to $300 for a set of injectors. So... Injectors. Tuning. We're going to go on the high, so... We're looking at $800 for injectors for tuning. I mean, not for injectors, for... Scratch that one for injectors for 800. It's usually about $800 for $600 to $800 for tuning. You already have a clutch, I think. You already got axles. You already got brakes. What do we need after that? What do we need after that? What do we need after that? It's Untitled. Beer. Give me a second. Totally forgot. Manual timing, belt tensioner can be a factor down the road. Not necessary, but can be. Damn it, I can't even taste that. No. Rob, that's a hard one to say. Because, man, that sucks. I can't really enjoy that. LSDs can be a thing down the road. So, try to think what's left for you. Oh, you need a fuel pump. This guy right here. Best fuel pump you'll ever get for your money. Drop in. Pretty much you can swap it out in about an hour or two. And it's instant, perfect, high flow. Really, really good up to 500 horsepower. You're not going to go to 500 horsepower, but that's what it's for. Phenomenal. That's what I have in my car. I put in all my cars I've ever built. best fuel pump ever. You can get better ones, but that's when you start getting to surge tanks and stuff like that. This is just perfect. So add that to your and stickers. You gotta have stickers. That's correct. So now that we have fuel pump, let's see. I'm losing all my viewers tonight. It sucks because the internet's sucky. Let's see here. What's left? What's left? I think we're good. That's it. That's your entire pretty much side. I mean that'll get you 400 horsepower all day, Rob. Where are we at for a total? And again, you don't have to buy this all at once. You can build as you go. Once you have all your components in a box, then you start putting it together. You buy little by little by little, and that's how I did my build. I did it in 2 years. I mean, so everybody's different. God damn, I'm so disappointed in this. I can't taste the bitterness. I know I'm drinking beer. But I can't enjoy it. There you go, Rob. There's your total. That right there, my friends, I saved you about $1,000 to $2,000 putting everything in separate pieces. So that's how we do it. See, tree fitty? I love it, Shane. But yeah, that's pretty much your end result there, Rob, is about, 5,300. Yeah, I got COVID. I got it 3 days ago, or 3 or 4 days ago. I've been miserable. I've been miserable the first 2 days. Heavy fever, chills, restlessness, couldn't sleep. It sucks. It like really sucked. And then today my new symptom came up, which was no taste. And it just happened like not even 2 hours ago. I lost the sense of taste and I've lost my complete sense of smell. I'm actually really irritated right now because I really love the taste of Cali Cream in beer, and now I can't love the taste of Cali Cream in beer. All right, Rob. Yeah, so we spent figuratively, imaginatively, $5,300. So hopefully that will. Believe me, I do, buddy. It's not me. I'm more worried about my wife and my daughter, man. They're the ones who have the higher risk than me. That's good, Rob. Hopefully you don't lose your smell or taste. Because apparently if you lose your smell or taste, it's not Omicron. I think it's the other one. The other version. Wherever the previous one is. That's funny. No, I just have it. It's a little bun. My hair is so long. I combed it and I put it up, and it just bunned itself. It's pretty adorable. I can't wait to cut it off next month. Next month, this is gonna get cut off, all of it. I'm gonna have a shaved head. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be so ugly. Oh my, I'm already ugly, and then you're gonna add on top of that. Whoo! I thought I couldn't get any uglier. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen next month. Yeah, but me and my nephew are gonna go donate our hair next month. So if you guys are growing your hair out and you would like to join a live stream with us, we will do a live stream all over the world where we get our hair cut off, and we're gonna donate it to pretty much to children in need. No, Shane, I don't sell beaded I don't sell beaded jewelry on the side. Now, do you guys have any other more questions for me tonight? If not, I would like to do pretty much a basic breakdown of a pretty much high horsepower motor. You guys interested in doing a basic breakdown of pretty much what is needed for a high horsepower 1.8T? Oh, and for all you Patreon members, I'm going to be posting a really cool update in a couple minutes. So stay tuned for that as well, Patreon. Yeah, that sounded about me too. Gave me a hard time. You didn't even give me you barely tickled me, bro. You too, buddy. You take care of yourself as well. But do you guys want me to break down a 1.8T high performance build or no? I gotta ask before I say goodbye. If not, I'm gonna say an early goodbye. Oh, itchy. This is why I don't like long hair either. It's itchy. Cool, cool, cool. Up, Jer, yep. So, you want me to give you... Okay, so I got one. Don't worry about my rest. It's you. You guys are important. I'm trying to ask if you guys want to... Before I'd rather do it now than, not until later. Because then this video will back up, and then we'll do it again. I mean, we'll share it online. But do you guys want me to do it? I'll do it. I got no problem. I got 2 yeses, and there's 8 people watching, and Shane's leaving. Bye. I gotta get more yeses. 2 yeses isn't enough for me. I need 4 yeses from 4 different people. Come on. My family's going to bed, bro. And I still gotta work. Evertied? What? I don't know what that is. Ever tried a twin scroll? Yes, my previous turbo was a twin scroll. Jer Kabata. No car is worth the time and money. It's more about the love and passion you have towards it. You know? You want that VR6, yo? Matte cylinders, no, but the turbo itself was an actual true twin scroll, and the manifold as well as a twin scroll. So two cylinders will spool both sides, and that was it. There's not much of a benefit with a twin scroll. It did spool slightly faster, but I didn't see a major benefit from it in a small engine. Now, when you go bigger motor, all day, twin scrolls are legit. Much more spoolies. So, it seems like we want to do this. So let's do this. Come on, guys. Let's shop for a fully built 1.8. Okay, so fully built 1.8. It's not hard to do. It's very simple. No, not easiest tuning. We're gonna go performance by IE. It's probably the best place to do this at because these guys make the best parts. Hey, 47. Come that way. What's up, fool? They make the best parts for internals on a 1.8T. I give my can up to them. I give so much respect to this company because they still produce these parts and they sell a lot of them. And I can never stop promoting them because number one, they just make amazing stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just excited. Okay, so let's get to building a high performance 1.8T. Not hard. Now, about 90% of my builds stop around 400 to 450 horses. The reason why that I stopped there is because the price difference between 400 to 500 horsepower is insane. Okay? I know it's kind of weird to say that, but there is a massive difference in price to go from 400 to 500 horsepower on a 1.8T. And it's due to the strain that much torque does to an engine. Not horsepower, but torque. It is insane. You have to go to a different crank. You have to go to a bunch of other stuff once you go beyond that range. So, realistically, I prefer staying around the 400 horsepower range. It's really fun daily. It's really fun in general. You can beat the crap out of most stuff on the road. I mean, it's just a great overall car. You will never, ever have an issue if you build this right. So we go to the engine building parts. Now, we're not going to be specific. We're just going to be kind of generalizing what we have to purchase. Now, 300 to 350, you don't need to do intake valves. You need to do exhaust valves, okay? So, factor in, if you're not going to go beyond that point, then don't buy any valves except for exhaust valves because they will get extremely hot and they will melt. That's just because the stock stuff is cheap. So, again, we're going to generalize what we purchased. So, Ferreira is probably the best you can get for valves if you got the premium. I mean, they're $30 a valve. Where you look over here to the right, SuperTech, $7 less, and not gonna say not just as good, but they are great for 400 horsepower applications. Okay, listen to what I just said. They're great for 400 horsepower applications. Okay, we're not doing beyond that. We're building a nice high-end motor that's dailyable, that's good for everybody in general, all right? So, we're not going premium budget, okay? We're going to go triple groove because that's factory. You can go Icono or stainless. It's up to you from there. You know, most people go Iconal because that's where the $27 are. Actually, no. Iconal is the step up. Stainless is what is the standard. If we're gonna do exhaust, that's kind of a 50-50 on that JT250. It does make a difference on how the manifold is split. However, you're not looking at anything drastic. I mean, there's no real gains on a a 4-cylinder, unless you're way beyond the 400 horsepower and you got some gnarly cams in there. You're not going to notice it. I'm just going to be honest with you. So, we have a 20 valve engine. So, on the intake, there's 3 per valves. So, 3, 6, 9, 12. So, on the intake side, we need to dump 12 in there. Oh. Oh, single group. No, it's not standard. It's triple group. Okay. Now, we got to now add the exhaust valves, which are 8. Okay, so we're at $460. Okay? That's just valves. Because you have a 20 valve head. Unfortunately, that's kind of that sucks, but yeah. What's cool about these valves, though, you can use the factory style keepers, you can use factory style retainers, and you can use factory springs. Now, we upgrade to higher end springs when we go beyond the 400 horsepower. 400 horsepower is the number limit on these heads. So if you're not going to go beyond that, if you're trying to keep it under the 400 ponies, factory springs, retainers, and keepers are phenomenal. So just keep that. If you want to prevent valve float, try to stay under 350 horses. Whew, it's hard. I'm just telling you guys that right now. It's hard, but you can do it. If you stick with stock cams, you're fine. I mean, you're limited, but you can do it. Okay? Now, we need rods. Now, these aren't the right rods, but we're going to just dump them in there. You're going to probably use... male race bearings are very expensive. I don't mind the calico coated ones. I like them. That's what I use on all my builds. I do have rifle drilled rods. So, non-rifled, you can do it without them having been rifled. So, it's up to you guys there. Plus the bearings. So, that's not bad for $200. I mean, for $100 plus the rods, which puts us at, let's see where we're at right now. Bearings. So we're at $1,000. Not bad. Now, again, factory pistons can hold pretty much up to 500 horses. Factory pistons. They're phenomenal. Don't go to 500 horses on a factory piston. Don't find out if you can. It's just a known fact. However, 500 horsepower on a piston that's been in a motor for over 10, 15, 20 years. 500 horsepower is probably not the smartest thing to do, or 400 horsepower, Yeah, JE oversized pistons are phenomenal, or stock size are just as good. It's really up to the person's budget. When you start going to machine work like that, you're going to spend a pretty decent penny. So, again, that is an option. But we're not doing that option. We're doing like a basic big turbo build motor. So this is how we cut corners by reusing certain components, not all components, just certain components. The crank and the pistons. That's it. So assuming your pistons are still in good tip-top shape and they haven't ran no oil for months, we should be good. We are going to need main bearings. So You can do factory ones or racing ones, or I like, again, calico coated ones, ACLs. Really good price. We don't need to oversize them, just factory sizing. We're good. You know, very, very good bearing. I no regrets with these bearings at all. You are gonna need a stud kit. Again, JT 250. It all depends on the budget. You gotta factor that in. There are risks, and there are certain risks, and there's some things you can get around with. That's why I am pushing and emphasizing 400. This is a max 400 horsepower build. This is a tried and true motor build that I built probably over 100 times already now. I've never had one of my motors die on me for any reason. As long as the owner doesn't try to go beyond the 400 horsepower range. That's my like, hey, this is it. This is what it can do. If you go beyond that, I'm not responsible for it. Plain and simple. So I push this a lot. I tell this to a lot of people. You can go to extra springs and retainers. Add that to your budget. If it's within your budget, do it. There's no reason not to. Okay, but we're trying to be reasonable within our budget, like kind of like a real. This is kind of a realistic budget. That's what I'm saying. Okay, main studs. Always a plus if you can get them. Head studs, also huge plus if you can get them. Where are they? Here they are. Good job, Ken. Good job, man. So right here is a head stud kit. Not for a VR6 though. Very, very good. I like to hear that. Oh, you can't get them anymore. Okay, I guess we have to use this one, the head bolt kit. It's okay if it's out of stock. We'll just keep it as part of that. So, got everything we need. Head-wise, we got everything we need. Internal-wise, now we got to support it. We are supporting it now with head bolts, main stud bolts. These are for our caps. That's correct. More HP equals more RPMs because you're spinning much faster. Yeah, I would never use stock head bolts ever. I've had stock head bolts come loose on me once or twice already on a big turbo setup. Crazy stuff. Let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? This is a really good little piece of mind for a really good price. The cam gear bolt. Can't go wrong with this little baby. This is just a hold air cam gear, and it holds better than the factory one. So, can't argue it. You can go with this guy right here. This is a very, very good upgrade. If you're willing to find a shop to do it for you, to press in this gear. This is meant for the 400 horsepower and beyond. Not necessary, but and beyond. Okay? Just remember that. Not a necessary item, but if you're going to go beyond the 400 horsepower range, then it is necessary. Okay? This right here is probably the most hated bolt in my entire life, but it is for sure a necessary evil when you're doing a high horsepower application. The factory bolt. No, I don't recommend the adjustable timing cam, the cam gear, unless you're a tuner. Don't buy one. Simple as that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you know how to tune, then buy one, because it'll give you some more flexibility on timing on the fly. But if you don't know how to tune, no need for it. This bolt just puts more pressure on that gear for you than the factory bolt, so you have a better chance of not shearing off that key guide on that motor. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. That's like number one. Once you go beyond the 300 horsepower range, that's just, this bolt is just the necessary evil right here. And I hate putting them on with a passion. They suck. Okay, so we go to the shopping cart. Let's go check out here really quick. See if I can do a zoomy zoom in. All right, so let's look up here. Let's look here first. So we're looking at the crank bolt, the cam bolt, the head bolt kits, the main stud kit for the main studs. Excuse me. Main bearings and rod bearings. Much necessary. Rods. Intake and exhaust valves. And then pretty much all your timing components. This is just internal parts. We're not adding all the other stuff that you need. We're just looking at the general parts that you need to build a reliable 400 horsepower motor. Now I'm telling you guys, adding extra springs and retainers and keepers is a plus. But if it's not in your budget, it's not a necessary part. It is highly recommended. However, it is not necessary. Understand that. And JTJ250, I agree with him 100%. You should just do it if you have the money. You know? No, you can use factory springs and you can use factory retainers for the SuperTech valves that are designed for factory style retainers and keepers. If you keep your horsepower under 400 horsepower. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, depending on the turbo you go with, you can keep your horsepower and your torque curve better, more under control. And you can go up to 400 horses and not damage anything, but who knows how long that's going to last. Let's just be honest. I don't know. I could never recommend, I could never say, you know. But just parts alone, it's not, it's again, Ken, that's the point. If you got the money, do it. It's not a bad decision, you know. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a bad decision. It's a great decision, you know. I'm not gonna say don't do it, because it's actually, you should be doing it. But again, as a recommendation, it's hit or miss. It's really honestly hit or miss. But for our grand total, not bad. Just for parts, just for internals. This doesn't include gaskets, the timing belt kit, your timing kit. Doesn't include your new your cam chain tensioner and chain, valve cover gaskets, all that stuff. You got to factor all that in. That's probably another $500-$600. But if you look at that price, $1,500 or $1,600 plus maybe another $500-$600 in extra parts on the side, that's not bad for a good 400 horsepower motor. It's not bad at all. You know? Let's be honest. And you gotta factor in machine work involved in this, you know. A little bit of strain there. Oh yeah, fueling, all of that. But right now is just straight breakdown just for a motor. We're not adding all the other supporting modifications like a turbo, like we just talked about earlier, and fueling. Fueling again is another $1,000 to $2,000. Turboing is another $2,000 to $4,000. You know, you need to add other supporting mods like suspension, braking, you know, clutch, drivetrain, all that brings you up there. That's why when we do these cars, we don't do it for instant gratifications. We do it for the build. We do it for the passion. We do it because it's fun. That's why we do this stuff. That's why I keep doing this stuff. For years, I've been doing these live sessions for years because I love talking about it. I love doing it. It's just fun. You know, you guys see it. You guys know it, you know? Right? It's a balanced turbo, but it ain't gonna last you very long. You probably get a year, maybe 2 years out of that turbo. But it might get you what you need. It might get you that speed that you want for a little while until you're ready to go, you know, bigger and more reliable. Who knows? You know, that's why we do these sessions. This is why we talk. Calvinator, that is actually the average price because they're made out of titanium. They're not made out of steel. They're made out of titanium. You're paying the cost of precious metal. You're not buying pieces of aluminum and steel. You're buying titanium coated retained rod valves. That's why it's $1,500. But you'll never, and what I mean never, have to worry about valve float. Pag Part turbos? No, I've never heard of that. I'm actually very curious now. Let's check them out. PPT. A sump. If you're gonna be racing, if you're gonna be doing autocross and actual road racing, like with turns, 100%. Definitely get a baffled sump. It's gonna make a 9-day difference for you. Yeah, their website's down. Yeah, they look interesting. I don't know what they do, but that's people who want to spend thousands of dollars. You know, those are turbo kits for ballers, man. Those are people looking at the 700, 800 horsepower and up. But I think that concludes our night. I think we had a really good session tonight with a lot of questions and a lot of good answers and a lot of feedback. So, for concluding tonight's live event, shopping for Rob's big turbo setup. He already has a motor, but his big turbo setup. I think we are on the path Very excited. I think Rob might be the first car at our new place once we get it this summer or mid-spring. My goal is to have my new property by spring, and hopefully we can start building the shop by summer and have Rob's car at the shop as the very first car to be in there being built. Who knows? Now, if you're a Patreon, I gotta give a few shout outs to a couple of new members. Hold on here. Because we actually got quite a few new members here, and I gotta give pretty much big thanks. Number one to Arthur. Thank you. How quiet is that mining rig? Not very quiet, but you get used to it. I know, right? We gotta give thanks to Arthur for becoming a Patreon member. Thank you. We are 44 members, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have more. Hold on. There's more members. So Arthur Williams, thank you. Walter Ballesteros, thank you. Miranda, Rob's wife, thank you for becoming a member. And those are for January. Those are our new Patreon members in January. Thank you guys. Your guys' pretty much contributions are making a difference. And I will not miss this. Honestly, I won't miss it. I can't stand it. I don't want it. Brr, FYI. So Sebastian was another new guy. Yes, Sebastian. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. Your condolences as well. Thank you for becoming a Patreon member. Now, for Patreons, I got some exclusive information for you guys over there on the site. I'm going to be posting that in a couple minutes. Very good news. I got to do some work tonight right after I hang up with you guys right now to post, and I got to do some more stuff for Patreon as well. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. You guys are amazing. Patreon members, that VR6, we might get some pretty cool help coming up. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome live session with everybody tonight. Be safe out there. And as always, here at PincheAls Garage, if you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Give him a deuces. Respect one another. All right? It matters. I respect you guys. So I would love for you guys to respect everybody else along the way. Not a problem, sir. Not a problem, Bob. All right? And as always, here at PincheAls Garage, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and we're going to repeat. Peace out. You guys have a wonderful day and night, because I'm going to go drug myself and go to bed. Misa needs to sleep. You're welcome too, Rob.